I'm here with the stream guys at IBC. Eduardo, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What does Stream Guys do?
Stream Guys is a content delivery network and streaming media company. We're focused on multiple assets of the entire broadcast ecosystem. Here at IBC 2024, we're showcasing our ultra-low latency video solutions, also applicable to radio. But the demo here we have is a source stream from an encoder here on site. We're showcasing latencies of within 1 second for ultra latency video delivery. We compare that then with HLS, which is a traditional segmented streaming protocol that you might be used to, just regular consumption of internet video and TV. So we see that HLS is a little bit farther behind within the span of 20 to 30 seconds. We showcase ultra low latency video for public high efficiency consumption of streams within 1 second. We really want to bring the opportunity back to the end user to be back in the seat. So when you're in the stadium listening to the broadcaster that's there, all the info that's relevant to the matches that you're watching are there. And the palm of your hand these days on a mobile app instead of a traditional FM receiver. So it's very interesting for the use cases there. In addition to that, we have the expansion of using this technology for emerging breaking news, natural disasters, anything of that nature. It's also very applicable for those showcases as well.
For radio stations, a lot of radio stations have cameras now. They may have continuous live stream, or they may just activate a live stream because something's happening. So would this be an application for radio stations with cameras as well?
Yeah, most certainly. So the concept that you just touched upon, we kind of see it colloquially known as visual radio. So a lot of these stations will have video equipment in the cab and ready to go. So they can light that up not only to get breaking news, but it's kind of just a different feel. So any breaking news at that point, your traditional radio disc jockey can kind of turn into an anchor man on the news side of it. So these applications are certainly useful in that sphere as well. So that continuation of the proliferation of video into radio, kind of that blending or seamless kind of evolution of the medium is something that this technology would very be helpful with as well.
Yeah, and I think as well as breaking news, when there's a big personality live in the studio.
Exactly, yeah, capturing that banter between, radio hosts and the guests in studio is just a different facet of that experience. So bringing that to the end consumers is something that, we recommend stations do a lot more because it touches on that kind of visual and human element to, the traditional kind of audio-only experiences.
So that's the goal, and it looks like you're achieving it with very low latency. But what sits behind it? How complicated is it to make video be delivered on the internet in, as close to real time as possible, rather than buffering and 20, 30 seconds or so?
So the best part of the solution, we start on the ingest side from the broadcaster. So any commercial encoder, kind of independent of the manufacturer, as long as, you're standards-based, we're standards-based. So if you can send us an RTMP, a video feed, or SRT, we can take that and transmux it server side to then deploy a WebSocket-based protocol to keep that latency down to around 1 second. So it's really just a matter of connecting any encoder that you might have on premise, sending us a video feed, and receiving a link with a player that has that ultra low latency embedded. It's very, very stress-free for the end broadcaster.
And then I guess the rest depends on the internet bandwidth of the person receiving it.
It does. And on that side, there's a couple of ways that we can kind of combat latency. You can increase the buffer slightly if you have folks that might need a little bit more bandwidth to bring down the stream. There's also abilities to tune what we consider latency. Is it the actual network? Is it the person's local kind of CPU requirements? So there's a couple, knobs and levers that you can tune to zone in on that experience.